Okay. Okay, I don't know if anyone's here yet, but good morning. It's 7 a.m. and here we are. I'm just going to have a look. And once people log on, we'll start the class. Okay. So hi, welcome. It's 7 a.m. This is your early morning yoga class. Thanks for joining me. I'm sorry it's a little bit fuzzy right now. Hopefully the internet and the camera will sort itself out. So I hope you're well, and I'm really delighted that you've decided to join me for early morning yoga. So let's get started. Okay, so have your mat out if you don't already, and have yourselves a blanket of some sort. One of these fleecy blankets is great, but any kind of blanket works just as well. And we're going to start today, as always, if you've done yoga with me before, lying on our backs. So if you'd like to put your blanket on your mat for a little extra comfort underneath your back as we get started, then that can feel like quite a nice thing to do. Come down onto the floor and lie back. Good. So have the back of your head resting comfortably on the floor. Bring your feet flat on the mat. Bring your heels a little bit close to your buttocks and have your knees about hip width apart. Feet the same distance. Allow the hips and the tailbone and the sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of your spine, to drop onto the floor. Take your elbows out wide and then let your fingertips rest on your belly or at the bottom of your rib cage. Let your shoulders roll back and down and close your eyes. I'm going to take a few deep breaths here, feeling into the spine and waking up the breath. Sometimes it can be quite frantic, getting out of bed in the morning, getting up. So give yourself a few moments to come into your practice, come into your body. Notice any areas of the body where you're holding any tension or tightness, and see if you can release that place, maybe with an out breath. If not, that's fine. Just be aware of how you feel in your body this morning. Letting the shoulders release into the floor. Hips and pelvis release into the floor. And then start to deepen your breath. So taking a deep breath in, feeling the ribcage expand underneath your fingertips, the belly expand. And then exhale, release everything. Inhale, fill the belly, the lungs with breath, and exhale. Oh, good morning, Donald. This is my cat. Hi. Good, take one more breath here. Exhale through the mouth. Draw the knees into the chest, give them a hug. See how that feels in your lower back this morning. Mine's actually pretty tight, so I'm not going to squeeze too hard. Good, have a little rock from side to side. Just loosening up the lower back. And then roll the knees. So circle the knees in one direction and then circle them back. in the opposite direction. And then draw the knees into the chest. And then you've got a choice here. You can either roll to your side and use your hands to bring yourselves up, or if it's feeling okay in the lower back, start to rock lengthways along the spine, maybe build up a little momentum and come all the way into cross legs. So that's probably a better place to start the practice. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I hope you're feeling good this morning. It's a bit of a duller day here in Doha, but we're all here and we're getting by, so that's good. Okay, so from here, just come into a comfortable cross-leg position. It doesn't matter which foot is in front. And then rock forward slightly onto your pelvis. Feel your sitting bones underneath you, and then sit back. Let the shoulders relax and drop down the spine. And try and have a nice lifted spine here, so you're not too hunched or pressed forward. So root down into the base of your body, into your sitting bones. Feel yourself from crown of the head to tip of the tailbone, one nice straight line. Maybe that's not achievable right now, but have the sense of that and it will come. Good. And then take your right hand onto the side of your head. Take your left fingers out to the side, just rest on your fingertips. And gently draw your head, your right ear towards your right shoulder. So just getting a nice gentle stretch down through the left side. Breathe. And then release. Place your right fingers on the floor. Take your left fingers to right ear. Draw your left ear towards left shoulder. And release. Good. Inhale, lift the arms up. Interlace the fingers and turn the palms towards the ceiling. Have a big stretch up towards the ceiling, good, and then release the ears, shoulders away from ears. Good, inhale here. And as you exhale, lean over to the right side. Either keep your gaze facing down or you can look up towards the ceiling if that feels okay in the neck. So opening through the left ribs. Rooting down into your sitting bones, down into your feet to keep your base stable. Good. Inhale, lift up. And exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale, come over to the left side. Either keep your gaze looking down or look up towards the ceiling. Good. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release the fingers. Good. And inhale again, lift back up. Interlace your fingers in the other way, so the other little finger on top, it will feel weird. And then place your, turn your palms to face towards the ceiling. Good. Inhale here. Take your shoulders away from your ears. And exhale, come forward, bring the hands down onto the floor. Release the hands from their interlacing grip. Inhale. Exhale, walk the hands over to the right side. Take a breath here. Good. Inhale. Exhale back to center. Deep breath in. Exhale to the left side. Pause here, take a breath. Good. Inhale. Exhale, center. Deep breath in. And exhale, walk the hands back up. Okay. Roll the shoulders back and away. Good. From here, have your hands either side of your hips. Inhale, lift the fingers up to touch. And then exhale, come into a sort of cactus pose as you exhale. Good. You're going to inhale, lift the arms up, and exhale them down. So inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. A few more times. One more time. Good. Lift the legs up, cross them in the other direction. Good. This time we're going to inhale, lift the left arm up, and exhale, walk the right hand out to the side, maybe come onto your forearm as you come into a deeper side stretch. Good. Keep the gaze neutral, or you can look up beyond your arm to the ceiling if that's okay in your neck. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Good. Inhale, lift the right arm, walk the left hand out, and exhale, come over to the left side. Inhale, lift up, and exhale down. Do a couple more breathing with the arms, seeing as particularly at this time, it's a really good idea to keep our lungs good and strong. So inhale, lift, and exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Close your eyes if this feels good. Inhale, lift the arms up, fingers to touch. Exhale, hands to heart. And again. One more. And keep your hands at your heart center. Root your thumbs into your breastbone. And lift the breastbone by pressing into the feet and into the tailbone. Feel the chest open. And breathe deep into your belly. Good. One more breath here. And release. Open your eyes. Okay. Let's come onto all fours. I'm going to take my blanket away. Up to you if you keep yours there or not. Good. So come onto all fours into a tabletop position. Bring the knees underneath the hips and the wrists underneath the shoulders. And think about where your spine is here. So if it's dropping and your shoulder blades are moving towards each other, press into your hands so that you get a nice flat back, top of the back. And then if your tailbone is arching up, release the tailbone a little bit towards the floor so that, again, you get a nice lengthened spine. The idea here is to think about lengthening the spine from the crown of the head. So the crown of the head is moving forwards to the base of the tail. Base of the tail is moving slightly down and away. Take a couple of breaths here. Feeling your breath in both sides of your body. So in the front body, in the belly, in the front ribs, and in the back body, in the back ribs, and even down into the top of the hips. From here, we're going to do some cat-cow breathing. So you may well be familiar with cat-cow, particularly if you've practiced with me in the past. We do it a lot. I think it's a really lovely exercise to start waking up the spine and also coming into the breath. So inhale, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, press into the tops of the feet and start to tilt your tailbone under as the crown of the head drops towards the floor. Lift the belly button up towards the spine so you arch the back like a cat. Exhale fully, empty the body of breath, pause at the top of the breath, and then start to inhale by coming down through the fingers and bringing the spine forward. The tailbone lifts up, the heart moves forward, and the eyes lift up. You don't have to take the head back and look at the ceiling, just look forward. Good. And then exhale down through the tops of the feet, rounding, arching the spine, pressing into the tops of the feet. Belly button lifts up. Good. And then inhale, chest comes forward, eyes come forward, tail lifts up. Exhale, rounding the spine. And keep moving like this to the rhythm and pace of your own breath. So for a few more goes, let the breath move through your body as your spine tilts one direction and then the other. Good. Come back to a neutral spine after your last exhalation. And then inhale. And as you exhale, tilt back, place your hips over your heels and lower the crown of the head, the forehead onto the floor for Balasana, child's pose. Take a couple of deep breaths here, feeling the breath in the back of the body, letting the hips and pelvis get heavy. Good. And then inhale, come up. Lift up, lift the chest up, lift the tail up, lift the eyes up, and exhale, round and back into child's pose. Inhale, move up. And exhale, round back down, child's pose. You might find you need to slide your hands a bit further forward here to be more comfortable. Good. Feel your breath like a wave moving through the body. One more go. And then come to rest in Balasana, child's pose. Relax the arms. Good, and then press into the hands, come back up onto all fours. If you moved your hands further forward, bring the wrists back underneath the shoulders. Press into your fingertips and lift the palms of the hands. So dome the palms of the hands a little. Soften the elbows so you're not locked in your elbows. And you'll find that as you soften your elbows, the shoulders become broader. Good. And then from here, we're going to slide the left leg out, come onto your toes, and then lift the right arm up and stretch your fingers away. Good. You can either stay here, or if you want to do a little bit more, lift your left leg up, press into your left hand and top of right foot. Reach that heel away so that the toe is flexed, toes point down towards the floor. Reach the heel away, reach the right fingers away. Good. Get a good stretch in the body here. Tone the belly slightly, so draw the belly button in and breathe. And then come back onto all fours. Good. Stretch the right toes away. Lift the left arm up. Stay here if that's enough, or lift the right leg. Draw the belly button in towards the spine a little, just to use your core muscles to hold you. Keep the head and neck relaxed and crown of the head moving forwards and away. Good. Breathe. And then come back down. And let's do that a few more times. Lift up. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe here. Down. Good. One more time each side. Good. Back to all fours. Let's come up now into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So tuck the toes under, drop the hips back over the heels. There's lots of ways to come up, well, there's a few ways to come up into downward facing dog. We're going to do it this way this time. To drop the weight back so that you're coming into the balls of your feet. Press into your fingertips and have the arms start to become heavy. Feel as if you're dropping your weight down through your arm bones. And then press into the balls of your feet. Lift your knees just a centimetre off the floor. So you're hovering in this position. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And then lift the hips and straighten the knees. Crown of the head moves towards the floor. Shake the head a little to release the head and neck. And let the heels move one at a time down towards the floor. So pedal the knees a little, waking up the backs of the legs. Good. Soften the elbows. So it's easy here to sort of lock the elbows and become very rigid in the posture. But if you soften the elbows, it gives a bit more space for the spine to release. Good. Soften the knees as well so that they're a little bit bouncy, they're not locked. And think about lifting up from your tailbone. This is probably long enough in down dog for now. So if you've had enough, come back onto your knees and rest in Balasana, child's pose. Either arms out in front or arms down by your sides. Good, and then when you're ready, come back up, tuck the toes, sink the hips over the heels, get heavy in the arms, and lift up. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Let the head and neck relax. Soften the backs of the knees, soften the elbows. Good. Then from here, we're just going to try a little twist. So lift up your right hand and bring it to the outside of your left calf. And then draw your body round so you're looking underneath your left armpit. Breathe. And then come back. Down dog, pick up the left hand, take it to the outside of the right calf, draw yourself through so you're looking under your right armpit. Good. And then come back. Excellent. Drop back onto all fours, rest briefly, Balasana, child's pose. You might want to roll your wrists a few times if they've become a little bit tight in the down dog practice. Good. And then come back up onto all fours. I'm going to do a little shoulder stretch here. So lift up your right hand, take it underneath your body and through the left, and then come down onto the top of your right shoulder. Bring your right ear onto the floor. Good. You can keep your left hand here or walk it forwards so it reaches above your head. Think about rolling into the back of the body, so rolling more towards the right side of your body, onto your right shoulder to really get a good stretch on that side. Good. Breathe. Draw that left hand back, press down, lift up. I'm going to turn around. You don't have to. And then lift up the left hand, pass the left hand through. So this is called threading the needle often. And then roll into the back of your body, so coming more onto that left shoulder blade, and walk the right hand up. Good. Bring that right hand back, press into the hand to come back up onto all fours. And then from here, let's lift up into downward facing dog again. So This time come up whichever way you're comfortable with, tuck your toes. You might want to lift straight from here. You might want to drop your heels, your hips back. Do whatever feels good for you. And then take a little movement in your Ardha Mukha Svanasana, in your downward facing dog. So roll a little bit, bend the elbows, bend the knees, do whatever feels good. And then come to a settled down dog and take 3 deep breaths here. Let the shoulders relax. Start to walk the feet towards your hands, hands towards your feet. Soften the knees so that you can keep your fingertips close to the floor. And then take a hold of your elbows and let your head and neck drop down in Uttanasana, forward fold. Notice if you're rocking forwards or backwards. If you're leaning backwards in the posture, soften the knees a bit more and bring your weight forward so that your spine can really release towards the floor. Stay here for a few breaths. I'm just going to come up and check if anyone's got any questions. Okay. Oh, we're all good. Excellent. Okay, and then from here in Uttanasana, you might want to just gently take a rock from side to side, coming into one foot and then the other. Good. Release your hands. Come down into your feet. So really feel for your feet. Inhale. And then press through the feet. You might want to open the arms up, lift all the way up, fingers to touch. And exhale into Tadasana. Let your arms relax by your sides. Okay, good. So from here, let's come to the front of your mat and feel into your feet a little bit. So rock up and down on your feet. Come into your toes, spread your toes, lift your heels, and then place the heels back down, lift the toes, and place your toes back down. Good. Keep the knees soft here so the legs aren't locking, but they're nice and relaxed. Okay, so feeling the feet, feeling for the big toe joint, little toe joint, the inner heel, the outer heel. Lift up through the arches of the feet. So lift up through those inner arches and notice what that does to your pelvis. Hopefully, as you lift up through the inner arches of your feet, your knees will open slightly, your pelvis will open. That'll allow the tailbone to drop down a little bit more towards the floor, and the shoulders can release back, and the collarbone and breastbone can open, allowing you to breathe more deeply. Let your arms relax by your sides, palms facing forward. And really feel into your feet, feel yourself rooted into the earth. Good. Let's inhale, lift the arms up here, bring the fingers to touch. And exhale them all the way back down. Feel your space around you. Good. Inhale again. Fingers to touch. Exhale, back down. One more time. Good. Okay, so we'll start with a Ardha Surya Namaskara, a half sun salutation, just to get the breath moving with the movement of the body, and then we'll go, then we're going to go into a full Surya Namaskara sun salutation. If you did the short video that I sent you, you'll know what that is. If you've practiced with me in the past, which most of you probably have, then you also know what that is. So hopefully it's all good. If, however, you haven't done this version of sun salutation or any sun salutations before, then I'm going to give instruction, but also if you get lost at any point, just look up, see what I'm doing, and come back into it. You also are completely allowed to just stop and rest, either lie on your back or come into Balasana Child's Pose. Okay, so let's start with a Ardha Surya Namaskara, half sun salutation. So with your feet in Tadasana, feet hip width apart, feet nice and rooted into the mat, knees a little bit soft and bouncy, not locked back, shoulders relaxed, tailbone dropping towards the floor, crown of head lifting towards the ceiling. Let's inhale, lift the arms, bring the fingers to touch. And exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands can come either onto thighs, shins, ankles, or the floor in front of you. Good. Inhale here, lift your hands onto your thighs with a nice flat back. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, crown of the head moves forward. And then exhale, bow back down. Press through the feet. Inhale, lift all the way up. Back to Tadasana. Exhale the hands to your heart center. That's one. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Shoulders away from ears. Exhale, fold. Inhale, down through the feet. Lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Let's keep going. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Down through the feet. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Hands to heart, sorry. Inhale, lift. You can lift your eyes up if that feels good. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, down through the feet, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Stay with it. You're doing good. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Down through the feet. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Shoulders away from ears. Exhale, lower. Down through the feet. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll do one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, down through the feet. Lift all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Stay here. Close your eyes if that feels okay. Press your thumbs into your breastbone. Drop the tailbone towards the floor. Soften the knees. Chest lifts. Good. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Feeling the prana, the chi, the life force, the energy move around your body. Good. Also gives me a moment to compose myself before we start Surya Namaskara. Okay, when you are ready, open your eyes, release your hands, stay where you are. So I'm gonna do Surya Namaskara one direction, and then I'll move to the other side of the mat just to hopefully make it a bit easier for you to see what I'm doing, but you don't have to do that. So you stay where you are, and let us begin. So feet hip width apart, so not too wide, not too narrow. Sometimes yoga's taught with feet together, but I don't. So feet hip width apart, feel into your feet, lift up through the arches of the feet, press down through the four corners of the feet, get yourself rooted, good. And then let's inhale, lift the arms up, bring the fingers to touch. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Step back with the right leg, long lunge. Right heel moves towards the floor, crown of the head moves away. Feel that space opening in your spine. Lower the back knee. Come down through the feet and lifting from the belly, uncurl the spine, lift the fingers up, open up, welcoming the sun, and exhale, bow forward. Pick the back knee up, step back, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Good. And then from here, rock forwards and start to lower the hips. You can bring the knees onto the floor if you like, or keep them up. Lift the chest. Come into up dog or cobra pose. Good. Lift the hips, down dog. Pick the right leg up, stretch it behind you, and then bend the knee, draw it into your chest, and rock through, coming into a long lunge. If you have to do this in 1 or 2 steps, that's absolutely fine. Good, breathe, lower the back knee. Come down through the feet and think about drawing the belly into the spine as you uncurl, lift up, breathe. And exhale, bow forward. Pick up the back knee, step through, lower the crown of the head. Come down through the feet as you inhale, lift up, fingers to touch. Exhale, Tadasana. That's a half a round of sun salutation. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow forward. Step back, left leg. Lengthen from heel to crown of head. Lower the back knee. Down through the feet as you uncurl the spine, lift up. Exhale, bow forward. Step back, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Roll forward, lift the chest, drop the hips, up dog, and then lift back to downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up, bend the knee, draw it into the chest, step through, 1, 2, 3 goes, however many it takes. Lower the back knee. Down through the feet, inhale, lift, exhale, fold. Pick up the back leg, step through, lower the crown of the head, down through the feet, lift all the way up, and exhale, Tadasana. Take a few breaths here. I'm going to turn around. Excuse me. Okay, let's begin our second round of Surya Namaskara. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Step back, right leg. Reach from heel to crown of head. Lower the back knee. Down through the feet. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Step back. Downward facing dog. Rock forward. Lower the hips. Lift the chest. Shoulders move away from ears. Up dog. And then lift back. Down dog. Right leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee. Draw the knee into the chest. Rock through. And lower the back knee. Down through the feet as you inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Pick up the back knee, step through, lower the crown of the head, Uttanasana. Down through the feet as you lift up, fingers to touch. Exhale, Tadasana. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Step back, left leg. Reach from heel to crown of head. Lower the back knee. Down through the feet. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Step back. Down dog. Roll forward. If you need to bring your knees onto the floor and then lower the hips, that's totally fine. Shoulders away from ears. And then come up to down dog, either from tabletop or straight from up dog. Lift the left leg. Draw that knee into the chest, step through, look up, lower the back knee, down through the feet, inhale, unfurl, welcome the sun, exhale, bow, honoring the sun. Step forward, lower the crown of the head, down through the feet as you inhale, lift, and exhale, hands to heart. Take a deep breath here. Good. And then release the hands, coming into Tadasana, mountain pose, palms facing forward. Feel your feet rooting into the earth, crown of the head lifting up towards the heavens. If it feels okay, close your eyes. Good. Okay, hopefully the body feels a bit more awake, so have a little shake out before we move on to the next round of postures. Come to the front of your mat, so you have a little space to step behind you. And then step back. Actually, I'm going to go this way. Step back with your right foot. Have your toes facing out slightly for balance, and if you feel a little bit unbalanced here, walk the front foot out to the side a little bit. So heel is moving behind you, but your toes are out slightly so that you're not feeling too pigeon-toed. Hips are facing forward. Okay, and then from here, bend the front knee. Don't bend it too far. So bend the front knee so you can still see your big toe. Have the front knee moving outwards rather than pigeoning inwards. And have your weight even through both feet. Good. We're going to come into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, drop the shoulders away from the ears, soften the elbows a little bit. And release your weight down through your back heel. Spread your weight through the ball of your front foot. Lift the chest. Gaze forward and breathe deeply. Fingers are active, so you're not reaching your arms up so that you're hugging your ears. Shoulders are relaxed, but the fingertips are active. I'm pointing towards the ceiling. I'm sorry, you can't see mine. Good, one more breath here. And then release the arms. Bend the front knee, step forward, and come back to Tadasana. Good. Step back with the left leg. Again, if you need to shuffle the right foot out to the side a little, do. Release through the heel of that back foot, bend the front knee. Not too far, make sure you can see your big toe still. Have your weight even through both feet. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Lift from your breastbone, so lift here. Tailbone moves towards the floor. And take a few deep breaths here in Virabhadrasana 1. This is great for feeling in your power, in your truth. So as you stand here in this posture, feel the truth of who you are. Good, one more breath here. And then release the arms, bend the front knee, step forward, come back to Tadasana. Let the shoulders relax down the spine. Good. Let's turn the other way on a mat and take a nice wide stance. So bring the little toe edges of your feet so that they're parallel to the short edges of your yoga mat, drawing your big toes in slightly. Soften your knees so you're not locking the knees back, and gently tilt the tailbone so that your spine is dropping towards the floor. Good. Let the shoulders relax. Bring your hands to your heart center, thumbs resting on your breastbone. Inhale. And exhale here. Can you sink into your feet a little bit more? Good. From here, take your hands onto your hips. We're going to come into a forward fold. So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, think about hinging at your hips. So the tailbone starts to lift up. Spine starts to come forward. Crown of the head comes forward. Come about halfway. Nice flat back. Good. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, release your head down towards the floor. And you can take your hands either onto your shins, your ankles, or the floor in front of you. Roll into the little toe edges of your feet more so that you're not rolling in on your big toes. Good. And then from here, look up. Bring your your left hand into center. If you need to put your hand on a book or a block, then that's a good thing to do as well. And then take your right hand, place it on your sacrum behind you. Roll your right shoulder open towards the ceiling, and then lift the arm up, coming into a twist. Breathe deeply here. Good. And then come back to center. Switch hands. Take your left hand onto your sacrum. Roll the shoulder open first, so you're opening your chest towards the side of the rim, and then lift the arm up. Good. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Bring your hands onto your hips. Inhale, come down through the feet, come halfway up. Pause. And then inhale. Exhale, lift all the way up with a nice flat back. Good. Heel toe your feet back into center and give your body a little shake a boot. Good. Bring the feet hip width apart in Tadasana. And then we're going to take Garudasana, eagle arms. So we'll start by just loosening off the shoulders a little bit more. So from where you are, inhale, take your arms nice and wide, open the chest. Good. Exhale, give your shoulders a hug. Inhale, wide. Exhale, hug the other way. Do this a few times. Try and keep the knees soft, don't lock the knees back. Good. Speed it up a bit. Maybe even have a little back slap. Not too hard. No need for violence. Okay. Oh, it feels pretty good actually, but I know we should get on. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, release. So eagle arms, Garudasana arms. Take the arms out wide. Inhale. And then as you exhale, bring the arms together. Place your right elbow on top of your left and lift the fingers towards the ceiling. This might be enough for you, but if it feels okay, turn the palms towards each other and have the hands touching. So right elbow on top of left, and then turn the hands towards each other. If this doesn't feel possible for you right now, you can take the backs of the hands against each other if that feels better, or just leave the hands like this, or wherever you are in this moment. Okay, and so from here, we're going to relax the shoulders down away from the ears, relax the tailbone, soften the knees, get heavy in our base, so root down through the floor, and then inhale. And as you exhale, lift the elbows up. See if you can get the elbows to sort of chin level. Good, breathe. One more breath. And then release the arms. Give them a shake out. And then take the arms out wide again. Inhale. Exhale, take the left elbow on top of the right. So the right is the one underneath. Bring the hands together. Take the hands to wherever feels good for you, feels comfortable for you. Soften the knees a little, drop the tailbone, root through your lower body. Inhale. And exhale, lift the elbows up. Keep lifting the arms, but keeping the integrity of the posture, so keeping the wrap of the arms at the same time. Good. Breathe. One more breath here. And then release. We're going to do this one more time each side, but we're going to add in an Uttanasana, a forward fold. That's what it's called. So inhale, take the arms nice and wide. Exhale, take the right elbow on top of left. Take the arms together, however feels okay for you. Inhale. Exhale, lift the elbows up. And then keeping the elbows here, take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, and release the hands towards the floor as much as possible. Lower the crown of the head and relax the head and neck. Good, one more breath here. And then release the arms. Bring your hands onto your hips. Inhale, hinging at the hips, lift all the way back up. Roll the shoulders back and down. And we'll do the other side. So take a deep breath in, open the arms out wide. Exhale, take the left elbow on top of right. Wrap the arms, however is working for you right now. Inhale. Exhale, lift the arms up. Inhale here. And exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Release the hands towards the floor, but keep your hands in that Garudasana wrap. Good. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Bring the hands onto your hips. Inhale, lift all the way back up to Tadasana. Good. Give the shoulders a roll and give the body a little bit of a shake. Okay. And then from here, come to face the front of your mat. Have a little space behind you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Bend your knees so you can get your hands flat onto the mat. Doesn't matter how much you bend your knees. And then step back into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Good. And then from here, bring your knees onto the floor and then come all the way down onto your belly. Shoulders away from ears, elbows facing back. Have your hands underneath your shoulders. Tops of the feet flat on the mat. Okay, we're going to lift up into a little cobra pose here. So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, press into your hands, lifting your chest just a little way. Just as far as is comfortable in the lower back. So it might be that the lift is just as far as this. It might be that it comes all the way up like this. But try not to squeeze your buttocks. You want to keep your glutes nice and relaxed. Good. Breathe. And then come all the way back down. Rest your forehead on the floor. Slide your hands further forward and wide. Keep the elbows a little bit bent. Inhale. Exhale, press into the arms. Come up into seal pose. Shoulders moving away from ears. If it's pinching in the lower back, come down a little bit. Get one more breath here. And then lower all the way down. Bring your elbows out wide. Stack one hand on top of the other. And rest your forehead on your hand. Take your legs a little bit away from each other. Coming into Makrasana, crocodile pose. Take a couple of breaths here. Press into your hands to lift back up. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, bring your legs back in slightly. Inhale, and as you exhale, press all the way up and over, coming into Balasana, Child's Pose. Take your knees a little bit wide, so widen the knees, bring the big toes together and let your chest drop down through your knees. You can either keep your hands out in front, or if it's more comfortable for you, take them by your sides, just put them wherever feels good. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Good, and then press into your hands, lift yourselves back up to kneeling posture. And we're going to come into a twist, Baharad Vajrasana or mermaid's pose. So drop your hips down onto the floor and take this mermaid's pose. It can be done a couple of ways. You can either have your legs like I have them here, so my right toes are underneath my left leg, or if it's more comfortable, you can take that right leg right out in front of you in a more sort of figure of eight posture. So whatever feels comfortable for you. Come into this sort of mermaid leg posture. Place your hands gently on your thighs, roll your shoulders back and down, and lift the spine. Good. From here, take your left hand onto your right knee and take your right hand behind you, come onto your fingertips. Gently press into your right thigh with your left hand and into your right fingertips, drawing the body around to the right side. Keep your chin in line with your breastbone, so you're not reaching around in your neck. Press into your right buttocks to lift through your spine, if that makes sense. So you want to root down through your base to lift through the spine. So inhale, lift up. And exhale, there might be a bit more room to twist around. Good. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Switch your legs. So this time the left leg is out front, right foot is moving back. Take a moment to root down through your base, through your legs, lift up through your spine. And then take your right hand to left outer thigh or left knee, and your left hand moves behind you, come onto your fingertips. Inhale. And as you exhale, you can use your right hand to move your spine around. Keep your chin in line with your breastbone. Root through your base. As you inhale, lift up into the spine. Exhale. Perhaps there's room to twist around a little bit more. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Take the legs out in front of you. Give them a little rock, a little shake. Let's take a very brief Dandasana before we come into Shavasana, relaxation. So rest your heels into the floor. Legs together out in front of you. Bring your toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Feel for your sitting bones underneath you. Rock your shoulders back and away. And have your hands gently resting on your thighs. So rooting down into your heels, rooting down into your sitting bones, lift up from the crown of your head. Good. Then take your hands either side of your hips, press into your fingertips, and drop your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale. And as you exhale, start to think about taking the spine forward. So try not to just drop and collapse here. but rather taking the spine forward. You can either stay here with your hands, your fingertips pressing into the floor, which can help with the movement of the spine, or if this feels okay, take your hands onto your shins or your ankles, but try not to collapse the belly, collapse the chest. Close your eyes, breathe deeply here, taking a moment to go internal. This is Paschimottanasana, or face the west pose. With each exhalation, you may feel that you can release the spine a little bit further forward. Tuck the chin slightly so you're not reaching up with your neck. Take one more breath here. Exhale, let everything release in the spine. And then inhale. And exhale, use your hands to walk yourselves back up if you've taken your hands forward. Good. And we're going to come into a very brief Shavasana now, corpse pose. You're welcome if you've got time to stay in corpse pose for as long as you want after the practice, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you need to get going, then you're welcome to sit up when I do and finish. But either way, do take a brief Shavasana now. So have your blanket if you have one. You might want to put on a pair of socks or a jumper so that you stay warm. And then when you're ready, take your legs a little bit away from each other, lie down on the mat. Take your arms away from your torso so you're not touching, palms facing up. Tuck the chin, close your eyes, and rest into corpse pose, Shavasana. Let the feet flop out to the side, shoulders relax down. Tuck the chin slightly to lengthen through the back of the neck. And let's take 3 deep breaths together. Inhale, exhale through the mouth. And one more. So if you have some time, stay where you are in Shavasana and relaxation. If not, gently roll to one side and bring yourself up to sitting. Finish on an Om. Feel free to join in. Thank you for everything we have and everything we are. Thank you, Mother Earth, for holding us. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May peace and peace and peace be everywhere. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Namaste. Bye-bye.